All right, so let's unwrap this. This is the exercise I want you to do. I've sent the file over. Now you just have to do it yourself. So all I'm going to do is, good. Take a look at the unwrap. You'll see that there's nothing there. I mean, it's really just a plain old box at this point. Doesn't work. So let's do this. First thing I want to do actually is cut it in half so I can get a symmetry. I'll notice that I don't have a symmetry right down the middle, so all I have to do is go symmetry, and it'll make me a cut down the middle, collapse to editable poly. Go to here, edit poly mode, delete it, like that. Okay. Put on symmetry, or put on UV unwrap, so I only have to unwrap half at a time. Go to UV editor, and pull this over here for now. Okay, we're going to make this super easy and super fast. I'm going to move this stuff out of the way so we know exactly what we have left to work with. To do that, all I'm going to do is use that lightning bolt tool that I talked about today. This is the quick planar map. It's going to take any planes or anything that I set up and planar map it to, you know, the 0, 1 area. So back to front, Z. All right, I'm going to turn that on. I'm going to turn on by 15-degree angle and make sure the back face is turned on, and I'm going to click it. And then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to click it. Oops, that's the wrong one. Then I'm going to come down here and here and here and here, and I'm going to click it. I don't, if you notice, I'm not really like, oh no, it's not working perfect or whatever. That's fine. You'll see, we're not done. I'm just trying to do this fast and dirty. Okay. So I'm going to go to, let's see what we have left. This one. I'm going to go ahead and do this for right now and see what we get. I'll go ahead and click it. What we can also do while we're doing this is we can come down here, go to our checker pattern, and make sure we're watching the checkers. And you'll see this one's really big, but we'll fix that in a minute. I'm going to come down here and click it, and then I'm going to come down. Actually, this one did auto, and see how it's all twisted? Excuse me. I'm going to come to Z, maybe Z, and then do it again. So now it's flat. I don't have to turn it. I could have done it the other way, but this way I don't have to turn it. Click it, keeping it in Z, then I'll go back to auto, and I will grab this one, and click it, this one, click it, this one, and click it. Now there's a couple ways you could do the cylinder part of this. We could do a strip down here. If we turned on edge mode, sorry. We could do something like this and see what we get. And you see it's pretty straight. It's huge. Don't worry about that though. I guess I didn't grab everything. So let's do this. And then we'll just do actually this. I'll try this again. And we'll do strip. And it does everything at once, and I'll just grab all of it and scale it back down to this tiny state over here. Zoom in. Too small. Really, I'm just checking to see, and it did a pretty good job. It actually grabbed some of this stuff in here for some reason. I'm not, well, here, let's see what it did. Yeah, I'm not crazy about that, so I'm going to undo it. Back to just the cylinder. In this case, I'm just going to use the 3 again for poly mode. Make sure I grab all the faces, and then I'm going to go to cylinder. And then in cylinder, when you do that, you'll see that it, let me zoom in here. Let me move this off to here. Turn off cylinder for a second. I'm going to move these two off to the side, or that one too, and I'm going to grab these again. And then I'm going to say cylinder. And by default, it looks like it's facing the right direction. If it wasn't facing the yellow outline thing, I could have changed the direction it's facing. I just went ahead and went to Z, and that's the wrong one, and X is the wrong one, and Z is the right one. I'm sorry, I meant Y. And then I'm going to push fit, so it fits in that area. Now, the thing about this is it's obviously not working right yet. And if we turned off you could see that it's all stretchy. That's fine. I'm going to go ahead and go to my scale tool and scale it out so it's a little bit more even, like this. and fit. Oh, you know what? We'll just move it. We'll move it over. This is more or less just like using a UV map modifier, and it's the problem with it is it doesn't give you based on the scale of the object. It just that's why these are vertically built. Then what I'm going to do is go to my relax, and you could use some of these things in here, like I'll relax, I think is in here too. I could try that. I'm not real crazy about that. Let me see what I get if I do it this way. Let's try that again. Whatever, it works. Okay, then I'm going to take everything, and then I'm going to go to Tools, I'm going to say Pack, and I'm going to go ahead and say Rotate Clusters and see what we get, and make sure it fills out. I'm just going to try and use as much of this space in here as possible, and scale everything to the scale they are compared to each other. So I'll say OK. I'll look in here, and everything looks like see how the checkers are all about the same scale. One other thing I could do is I could stitch some stuff together. I could stitch this piece right here to one of these edges. I'm not real sure I need to do that. What about this one? This one's just silly, so we should go ahead and take this one and this one, go to the edge mode, grab it, not twice, just turn off this, grab it, and then try stitch. I'll show you the other way to do it too, just so you know that there is a stitch right here, stitch to target, or stitch to average, or stitch to source, or stitch to custom, which is kind of the default of right clicking and getting that menu. These guys right here should actually be okay. So if I take this one, and this one, and I say stitch, and then I'm just used to doing it the other way, there's really no reason why, and this one, and I say stitch, and I click on stitch. Oh, I don't like that. Stitch selected. Ooh, I don't like that. I'm not sure why. Yeah. So what we need to do, and let me show you what's going on here. If I grab this whole piece and I move it over here, and I move down, and I'll just rotate it a little bit this way. So what I think is going on is that this vertice is down there and this vertice is up there. Okay, so if I take these, and the only way to get that is to mirror it. So I'm going to mirror this down on itself. And now if I grab this vertice, you'll see it's up there, and this vertice is down there. So in theory, no, I should be doing it this way actually. I should just be able to stitch, and yeah, now it works fine. Okay, you can keep doing this stuff, and we could probably squeeze a bunch of stuff in. I'm not going to give you guys a talk on pixel density at this point. We will get to it, but for now, that's your unwrapped symmetried version. So I will go ahead and show you what happens. Let me collapse this down. You don't need to, but you know me and my stack. So if you don't know, I hate to have stacks. So my stack is just a way to make things a nightmare. So I'm looking at this. Looks pretty good. Okay, so let's take a look at the UV unwrap on it. Above it. Now remember, if I want to see the UV after I've symmetried, I have to go above the symmetry. So I open this up, and I'll turn this off, and I'll take a look at it. And it looks like exactly the same, right? So let me turn this on. If I click this button and then move it, you'll see I'm just using half. So if I wanted to, I could take all of these and say Tools and say Pack UVs and do the same thing I was doing before, and now it'll pack them all independently. In fact, I could take this one and go to 2 and just say Stitch selected. Okay, remember how I showed you that a second ago, that the vertices were excuse me, I'm trying to get this here, we're not in the same place? Well, this is that same problem. So one of these is backwards and one of these is forward. So how can I tell? If I come to the relax, the easiest way to tell is just to click this, and if it doesn't do anything except for that, then it's perfect, which means this one's backwards. How do I know? Watch. All right, see how it flipped itself? So I could do it that way, or I could just do a flip like this, and then if I take 2 and stitch, interesting. If I just stitch that one. So before, we used to be very careful not to have seams wherever we could, and there's a lot of other things about seams we'll talk about, but for now I'm just going to leave it like that. I could do these because this is half and half, so that makes more sense. So let me grab one of these, move it down here. Oh, that's right, they're not under the cells anymore. Check the that one's fine, so that one's fine. That one's backwards. And this one has to be backwards. So come back to here, double click. I'll turn off the final. Stitch selected. Check both of them here real quick. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. These are fine. If I wanted to, I could attach them, but I do want to make sure that if I'm going to have them separated, that they are. Oh, that was interesting. It looks like I may not have everything welded here. Yeah, right here. Weld. Weld. You can tell because of the white line. So anyway, so I'll start relax, and then I'll go back to 3. And go start relax. Hello. Then in this case, we're just going to do that. Okay. This one, we could put it there, but meh. This one can be stitched. I'm gonna go ahead and stitch that one. Okay. So all the pieces are there. I'm gonna go ahead and do the last time. Pack UVWs, normalize clusters, and go, and look at the efficiency in there. I can make myself have more gaps and stuff too. That'd probably be okay. So how would I fix that? If I go to tools and I go to pack UVs, the bigger the gaps, the more precise you can get stuff inside of substance and things too. So you probably want to have a gap so they can bleed off and things, and that not the textures won't overlap the other ones by accident. So if I go 3 and then try it again. All right, we'll try it one more time. And we'll go to point 1 and see if that's any better. There. Pretty good. All right, and if we looked at that, let me open up the UVs again. If I looked at the checker pattern, you'd see it's all set up. Okay. And that's it for today. Just get this done. I took 14 minutes only because I was talking, and I'll see you all on Monday with your homework.